Hello everyone, and welcome to another One Piece manga chapter read along. Today I will be reading the newest chapter that came out today on the 9th of March 2025. It is the 68th day of the year, and the chapter is number 1142. In the live chat, thank you, Cherry. We have Cherry Espada. Vince popped in and says, "This reminds me, I need to start reading my Berserk manga soon." Do it. I also want to read Berserk one day. Tsal is here. Tiago. Booty. Did I say Espada? Mike is here. Luke has gone to bed. Hunter. Sax End was here. Dark Shadow. Okay, so someone is taking a shower. I apologize if you can hear the pipes. I don't know why. I think the pipes in this house are a little bit on the old side. So it's very loud whenever someone showers. But I'm looking forward to today's chapter. The last chapter ended with Loki standing up, and he is huge. And I forgot this guy's name, but he told him, "Take your hand off of Ragnir." But I'm not too worried. I think it was just kind of like a cliffhanger moment. I don't think that Loki's gonna rage, at least not immediately. I have a feeling that he will maybe respect Luffy's wishes, just in like an honorable warrior kind of way. Like, okay, you held your word, you unlocked me, I will go rage elsewhere or something. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. So let's see, what is the chapter title? What I'm Afraid of. And the cover story is thankfully Yamato coming to the rescue of Page 1 and Ulti. Yay, Yamato! Yay! It says here, Volume 28, Give Back the Sword and Girls, Thunder Bagua. Good job, Yamato. Don. I love that there's a Don. I'm not sure how common that is, but very cool to have a Don on the cover story, you know? Just like I predicted. What did I predict? Oh, that she would save them. Yes, of course. Phew. Thankfully. For a moment last week, I almost thought Page 1 was already dead. And I was like, whoa, would you really put that on a cover? Knowing Oda, I wouldn't be surprised at anything the man does. He's just so creative. And like, he surprises you when you least expect it, in a way. Okay. Page 1. Sensei, help us! Sensei! There's a huge snake in the schoolyard. It must be Jormungandr. It's the snake that brings an end to the week. You mean Saturday? Saturday? It's gonna eat us! Everyone, run into the school! What the hell? Is that his power? A giant snake? Aw, shame. Faculty room, Walrus School. We've got trouble, teachers. There really is an enormous snake out there. A beast from the underworld? Oh, maybe it's either one of those guys' powers or, just a giant snake that crawled its way up. A beast from the underworld? What is it doing here in the sun world? I only hope we can evacuate everyone in time. This is from the math teacher, Mr. Blade-san. Buledo-san. That is such a cool name. We should call the chiefs. Walrus School, the principal of Walrus School, Principal Tusk. And then, but in the meantime, the children are in danger. language teacher, librarian, Miss Ange. See, and this is why, even though they're entering into a new era of like scholarly giants, it's still important to have warrior giants that they don't need to call the chiefs in order to protect the kids. If they had at least like, you know, basic skills to kind of like fend. Teacher, it's going to gobble up Aegir. Oh, there we go. The math teacher, please tell me. That's not the math teacher. That's... Move it. Is that the principal? Is it Soul? It's Soul. Oh, Soul. Wait. Is it Tusk and the Soul? Okay. Sorry I'm late. Watch out, Tusk. Midterm exam. Is that the pun on midterm exam? But so this is the perfect balance, right? Giants that care about knowledge but also are strong and they can... Yeah, sometimes it's tough if it's like suddenly like this. I can't really... But that works. So yeah, the Tusk teacher showed up first to protect the kid and smack the snake like this. And then Soul arrived to slam his head into the ground. Maybe now the kids will see that there's a good reason to learn both self-defense and knowledge from books. What? Mr. Principal! Oh, my back. Thanks for the help, Soul. Don't mention it. Where did that snake come from, though? Former giant pirates. Tusk, the principal, and the Soul. Aww. Who's that? The gym teacher, Mr. Wolf? What happened? You know, I hate it when that happens. Like, you turn the page, and then instead of reading in the right order, your eye immediately goes to, like, this, in the corner. Okay, but let's read everything. You used to be a warrior too, Mr. Principal? The rumors were true. Soul's son is super duper strong. He was in the Navy, right? That was really cool. There are monsters like this in the Sun World, Soul? Not really. They're more like the usual wild animals. It's enormous. Sorry about the scare, children. Thank you, Mr. Soul. And then there's like a scream. Eek! Mr. Wolf! Huh? What is it now? Wolf, son? What happened to you? Forget me. What about the children? See, that's a good teacher right there. He first wants to make sure that all the kids are okay. Teacher, Sensei, Ilva and the others wandered off somewhere. What? Where? Oh, hello. Are you Luffy's friend? That's right. Did Luffy do something to you? I love how that's her go-to question. Like, what did he do? What did he do? Be careful, Soul-san. You mustn't touch the children. What does that mean? Which way did Ilva and them go? That way, toward the beach. Soul, what happened to them? They fell asleep and wouldn't talk to us. They fell asleep and wouldn't... But you said they were walking. Oh. See, and this is why I made the... I spent so much time going through all the devil fruits and like recapping who has what and what kind of devil fruits there are. Because I wanted to make a post asking people, like, what kind of devil fruits do you want to see in the future? And I wanted to speculate. But then I realized, while I was making the list, I realized, like, I had a website that had the list. But then I was adding it one by one and, like, trying to remember who's this character, where did we meet them, whose power is that, how does that work? So I was slowly but surely going through this list and posting it to my notes as well. And my main intention was, if I recapped all of the fruits, I wanted to kind of like spend some time speculating what kind of fruits could still be out there for us to discover, like who has what kind of powers. And then I spent so much time reminiscing about the devil fruits we've already seen. I never theorized about what kind of devil, and you know, this might not even be a devil fruit. It could be like a hypnotizing power similar to Miss Golden Week, you know. Okay, so this guy said, be careful, you mustn't touch the children. So we're over here, okay? Which way did Ilva and them go? That way, toward the beach. Soul-san, what happened to them? They fell asleep and wouldn't talk to us. Asleep? But you said they were walking. Yeah, they're all asleep and won't respond to us. Come back. Where are you all going? Blow the horn. Warn the whole country. Not the whole country, Tusk. That's going overboard. No, these are our children. There's no going overboard when it comes to our children. This is an abnormal state of affairs, Soul. Look at the forest. Where is my horn? I don't have a horn. Shit. What can... I was looking for a giant shell, a conch shell. Huh? What? There are more monsters there. Where did they come from? It's a distraction. Be careful. See? Abnormal, right? Principal, the children are passing out. What's wrong, everyone? Hang in there. What now? I just don't understand. Get up, kids. What is happening? Let me down there. I'll take a look at them. Thanks. Please do. I'm at a loss. The first thing we should do is stop the children and get them to safety. Yeah, forget the giant monsters. That's a distraction so that the children can go away unnoticed. Try and get them first, and I don't even know who's going to take care of all those monsters afterwards. Oh, and now we're back with Loki in the underworld. You thought that leaving one leg trapped in sea prism stone would contain the true extent of my power? That was foolish of you. If you want to save Elbaf, undo the final cuff now. You'll soon see if I'm really helpless or not in this condition. Piped Piper vibes. Isn't it Pied Piper? They're also, not sure, I see Gundo's arrow there. Where? Oh! There, yeah. We kind of, oh my gosh, he is so much bigger than your average giant. Look at the difference here. Look at that. Like, it might be a bit the perspective, but not really. He's just that big. Oh my goodness. But honestly, we might need him. We definitely need him right now to save the kids. He will care about the kids, right? Right? You'll soon see if I'm really helpless or not in this condition. Loki! Hey! What's his deal? Better hurry up. If I keep landing blasts, eventually they'll hit something and the fires will spread. You know what Elbaf is susceptible to, don't you? I can bring you all... Is that Thor's hammer? I can bring you all to ruin. Stop it, Loki! And then he hits something. Ooh. Oh, no. That's bad. So he's like basically Thor, because Thor's the god of thunder, right? Is it like that kind of inspiration? Oh no. As if our problem wasn't already big enough with giant monsters and children being stolen. Now there's lightning and fire? Was that thunder? There's fire on the south side of the island, Chief Jarul. Did you hear a horn too? Anything but fire. We must put it out. And now back at the school. Sol, son, Sol. I'm the principal's son. I recognize those monsters. You do, Miss Ange? It was earlier today. The kanji for Ragnir is Iron Thunder, so pretty much Mjolnir, Thor's hammer. Oh, very cool. Loki has a huge... That's so cool because Loki with Thor's hammer. Okay, but it's not Thor's hammer, but you know what I'm saying. That's pretty cool. Loki has a huge hammer, and he destroys the world. No, he doesn't. The one who destroys the world is Nika. Look. Oh, is this a flashback? What is this? He's scary. No, look, Loki is scarier. No way. Obviously, the scariest thing of all is Fenrir, the giant wolf. Don't stand on your desks, children. It's ghosts. The undead Draugr. Storms. Nidhogger, the lightning dragon. Jormungandr, my mom. Is everybody finished? My mom. Sensei, if I have to think of so many scary things, I'm gonna have a nightmare tonight. Sorry, Ylva. I'm happy to see so much personality and creativity in all these drawings and essays, though. You've all got so much imagination and oh. Maybe it's like a type of power that brings people's nightmares to life or drawings to life. But bringing drawings to life is kind of like, well, remember that guy that was with Momo and the others that betrayed them? He had a power where he could paint something and it came to life. But what if someone has a power that could take any picture? Like he doesn't have to draw it. He can take any kanjuro. But some powers are kind of similar. You know, like Oven's fruit is a heat fruit, but Ace's fruit is a fire fruit, and then there's another one that's very similar. So my point is, what if Kanjuro's fruit brings his pictures to life, but someone has a fruit that can bring any picture to life? Or it could just be a fruit that, like what's that thing from Harry Potter that turns into whatever you fear most? A boggart. What if someone has a boggart fruit? Bogu bogu no mi. I'm going with the boggart fruit from Harry Potter. Could be. All of those things are what the children drew based on the prompt of what they were afraid of. But that's ridiculous. Okay, I'm sorry. I keep adding because I'm stressed out. So I keep adding like more stress to the characters' lines than they're like. He's not saying but I feel that way, so I'm adding it. But that's ridiculous. You're kidding me. The next page is the last page. Are you kidding me? Uh-oh. Oh no. Where's the mom? There she is. My mom. It's definitely a boggart fruit. Stop it. These things are a vision of the world that terrifies the children most. So that's probably the old guy's power, because he said make a game of it. Okay, we're all ready to... Hey, good job there, Killingham. The time limit is until the kids reach the ship. Do you think you can get them back? Gihahaha. To know love is to wound one another. Say, Gunko, are you afraid of anything? Nika. Dun dun dun. Why? Oh, shit. So that's the big wolf. That's the storms. Ghosts. A giant bear. A dragon. That's the dragon that he was talking about. A bird. Where's... So Gunko is afraid of Nika. I have a feeling we're going to get a good backstory there. Maybe. I can understand why the idea of Nika might be scary to some. Because what is that thing about better the devil you know than the devil you don't know, blah, blah, blah. So my point being, even if you live in a world that is very corrupt and very bad, and if you have found some sense of stability in the chaos, it could be even more scary to think of a god that comes and flips the whole world on its head for something new to be born out of the ashes, in a sense. Emu be telling boogeyman stories to Gunko using Nika. Or that, but... interesting. But I'm sure that, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait for the backstory, but I feel like that's going to be a very good backstory when the time does come. How fast did that chapter go, though? We were like 3 pages in and then it ended. I want to go here to manga. Tiago wrote, children sleep walking away in a single line file. Reminds me of the piped piper. Is it piped piper or pied piper? It's the pied piper. The term Pied Piper is a metaphor for someone who convinces others to follow them, often by making false promises. It can also refer to someone who is charismatic and attracts followers. Ooh, you know who that reminds me of? It kind of seems to me like the negative form of Bello Betty's devil fruit. She ate the kobu no mi. It allows her to encourage and rally people into fighting, increasing their resolve, not creating false resolve for them. it just kind of like bolsters their existing resolve. And I guess in line with that, you know, their strength also increases, maybe through, you know how if someone has a lot of adrenaline rushing, you're like stronger. So this seems like the negative version of that. So instead of inspiring people and bolstering their existing resolve, you know, and then it's like people follow her, not like to war, not because she she makes a fake promise or anything, but, you know, and then this is like, it's manipulative. It's kind of like that, but the people aren't inspired to follow. Instead, they are manipulated into following to some extent. If it's even a devil fruit, I don't know what I'm talking about. It's like they're probably following because of the arrow, right? They're asleep because I don't know why. A devil fruit, a poison. The one dragon guy was asleep, or I don't know, something was asleep there. But I'm just saying, a Pied Piper devil fruit would be pretty cool. This thing you see here, I don't know, I don't understand what's that. But there's, oh, maybe he's falling asleep. I don't know. So maybe it's the children being asleep is linked to his power. Oh, wait. There. So maybe the children being asleep is linked to his power, and then Gerdo is the pirate giant doctor lady. So Gunko, her arrow is just pulling the kids in a certain direction. It's suggested to be Killingham's power, that doing the fear nightmare stuff regarding the dialogue and the being narcoleptic. Oh, maybe for as long as they're asleep, their their nightmares are coming to life in the real world. So maybe. Good job there, Killingham. The time limit is until the kids reach the ship. So they're asleep and their nightmares are coming to life in the real world, but Gunko's... Yes, I understand that. Gunko's power is the one that is pulling the kids in the right direction so that they don't have to, you know, carry them. They're walking to their own doom, so to speak. Sam says, now we will have to wait 2 weeks for the next chapter. Yeah, I already adjusted my schedule. 1142 today, and then 1143 on the 23rd of March, which is the day before my birthday. Woo! Loki, did you have to go full arsonist on the tree? I think Emu has been telling scary boogeyman stories of Nika to Gunko. So yeah, all in all, a good chapter. It's definitely stressful. I never like when kids are at risk, you know? Mr. Wolf mentions not touching the children. I wonder if it's Somer's power. If we cross out the other holy knights, he has the motif of rose thorns. So maybe touching them hurts you. Oh, you're right. Yeah. Because he said that be careful. And he was cut up like... He was bleeding everywhere like he was being hurt by thorns or something. You mustn't touch the children. Why do you say that Somer's power... Somer has the motif of rose thorns? I'm looking at his design, but only on the last page here. I don't know. Rose thorns. His jacket has a rose and his sword has thorns. Where can I see? Oh wait, last week I think we got a full shot of him, right? In the last chapter. Or maybe the one before that, 114. Yeah, it's 140. Oh. Oh, you're right, yeah. That's cool. I like how it's in the details. But that's one of the drawbacks, I guess. Like, sometimes you miss small hints like that, but then it makes for a better reaction when it's revealed. But if someone sees something you didn't see and they kind of like point it out to you, it's kind of like, oh, thanks. Like, you know, it's one of the drawbacks, I guess, of being caught up. Like, it's fun to theorize with everyone, but when other people figure things out before you get a chance to, I guess I understand why some people didn't want me to read the manga, because it does take away a little bit of surprise in terms of reaction. So I get it. So he's a walking Shakespeare quote. Shakespeare quote? Is there a... The only quote I know from Shakespeare about roses is about the names. Ah, what is in a name? A rose is something and thorns. Is it that quote? It's better to love than ever to love again. I think it was one of it. It's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all, you mean? To know love is to wound one another. That doesn't seem very poetic, though. That just seems stupid. I'm joking, but I get your point. Shakespeare rose quote. A rose by any other name would smell as sweet. So a rose, it's not the name that makes it a rose, kind of. No, it's not so much about spoiling future stuff, but kind of. If someone is smarter than me, but it's a risk that, you know, you have to take. But if someone is smarter than me, like, and they figure something out earlier than I do, it takes away my chance of figuring it out later. But this is not really the same situation. It's just like but it takes away surprise. Like, I didn't notice about the thorns. So next time when we find out his power, I won't be surprised. I'll be like, oh yeah, you were right. Which is a little bit not, I was just pointing out that those who didn't want me to read the manga, I get it. Because the less you know, it kind of makes for more exciting reactions in some ways. But I wanted to get caught up. I wanted to theorize with others, but I'm just a little slower than some. So I think we should maybe give me a little bit more time to figure things out, but that defeats the purpose of being caught up, right? So it's just one of those things. What does Juliet say about the rose? Oh, so it's from Romeo and Juliet, the rose quote. I've never actually read any of Shakespeare's works. I think I have a collection of his poems somewhere, but It might not be at my house. It might be at my parents' house because I bought it when I was like 17. But that's cool. I like how, his design gives you, it's kind of the answer. Like, I noticed that there was something weird about Mr. Wolf saying, you mustn't touch the children. But if you noticed before Saint Somers' design, then you would be able to put it together because, yeah. So it's pretty cool though how they make their powers work together. Like one makes them fall asleep and makes monsters show up during their sleep. One power leads the children to the boat, and another power makes it so that the children can't even be saved because they can't be touched. So they're a really kind of a terrible team for our side, but they're a great team for their side. So. But yeah, the true most interesting part is why my mom screamed. But I screamed earlier too because I was scared that the gecko was gonna fall on my head. Let me just ask if everything's okay. Small guy. Ooh, wat was het? Well, okay. She also thought she thought something was also something else. I think the gecko was more afraid of you. No, that's the point. If I walk under, like, the door frame, if I walk under too fast, the gecko gets a fright and falls on me, and then I die inside. So whenever there's a gecko, I kind of just try and like wave at them like this from far away so they can just slowly run away so that I don't have to walk underneath them. But there was this one gecko one time that ran straight towards me. That was the most terrifying moment of my life. I screamed so loud. I'm joking. It wasn't really that scary, but I don't like geckos. Not like if my cat is chasing a gecko, I pick my cat up and I call Hanku and he takes them outside. So I don't hate them, but I don't want them falling on my head either. So, you know? So yeah, for me the most interesting part and the most mystery that is left, since now it's kind of like obvious how their powers are working together and whose power is whose. So there's less mystery there now, but Gunko being afraid of Nika, that is interesting to me. Espada says, I run like hell whenever I see a frog. Me too, but Lydia is even worse. But yeah, I'm really scared of frogs too. It's not scared, it's just like icky. Maybe if you prompt an idea and for the chat to respond to that prompt to focus the discussion on something specific. So theorizing doesn't go overboard, because I obviously don't want to ruin your experience or surprise. You know what I have asked people to do in the past is like, instead of telling me something, you tell me, go to page, you might want to go to page 1000, to chapter 1140 and check Saint Somers, or just check Saint Somers' design or something like that, so that if you really, like, you can lead me to it, see if I notice it by myself, and if I don't, maybe another option could be to comment your thoughts, and then you just kind of like, okay, my comment is theorizing about this, and then I can decide if I want to read it or not. But I mean, even in a live chat, I can do that. And it's literally just being super pedantic. So at the end of the day, this is gonna happen. Like, I wanted to theorize with you. I'm just so much slower than everyone else. So I feel like I end up getting spoon-fed rather than actually participating in theories, because I'm not picking up on certain things as fast as other people, you know? I feel like in with stuff, sometimes I have good theories only when it's about themes and stuff. But I don't always pick up on visual cues like the roses on his design. Like, there was no way that I was gonna remember that from 2 chapters ago, that he has, you know, a thorn on his jacket. I mean, a rose. So other people are more detail oriented, so that's good. But maybe it would be, in terms of reaction, for reaction purposes, instead of telling me this, remind me about, oh, you might want to go look at that. So that's just one option. But you didn't do anything wrong, so don't worry about it. This makes me want to go and look at Gunko's design again as a whole. Like, maybe there are certain hints we can figure out from that design as well. And sorry, Cherry, what you said earlier, I also hope, and I actually do think that as I said before we started reading the chapter, when they said take your hand off of the weapon, I was saying I think that it's just like a cliffhanger, and I don't think that he's gonna rampage. And then he rampaged. But not officially, he didn't rampage, but he's basically saying, untie my leg or I'll show you what I can do. And so he's like a threat. But it's a very big threat. It's not even a threat, actually. It's a step past the threat, because he's literally set fire, okay, through the lightning to one part of the island. And you know, but hopefully it's still small enough for them to be able, they must have some kind of countermeasures to lightning happening, right? It's the weakness of the island and the tree. So they must have some kind of countermeasure. So it still is like a threat. And he's saying, like, untie me. So in the end, I hope they do untie him, because it's too late anyway. At this point, they can't just put him back in the rest of his chains. So I would say untie him and then see if you can reason with him to at least, I don't know. Why did Luffy untie him again? Oh. If it's something you missed, normally I would say the page number, but this was something very out there. Not something Oda hinted obviously as a plot point, so it was spitballing. Yeah, it's not, that's why I said it's not a big deal. But still, it feels like a little less exciting, kind of knowing everyone's power, because to me, once you know about the rose theme, even though it's not confirmed, it feels like, oh, well, yeah, definitely, yeah. But we don't know. Oh, right. Loki has information about Shanks. So Loki wanted to be released in exchange for the information, and Luffy decided yes, he likes him. Because Luffy is really good at reading a character. And that's what we spoke about last time as well. So I still, even though he's very rough around the edges, this Loki, I still think that things will turn out okay. Cherry says, after theorizing last week, I started to like Loki. LeMayo. I'm sure there's more to him than killing his father, as you said. So I'm excited to see what Oda will do with his character. Yeah, well, that's the thing. He's still a pirate. He's still rough and tumble, and he always has been. But it's like he hasn't crossed the line yet. But we've been told that he's crossed the line. But Luffy wanted to free him anyway. So I still trust Luffy, and, you know, even though he set fire to part of the tree, I think that it's manageable. He's just trying to get the lost chain off of his foot or whatever. I hope that they do release him, and I hope that they come to an understanding, especially because the island is already in turmoil. And maybe it could be that Loki knows. Well, he does know that that hoity-toity Shanks, he's not more handsome, but he's hoity-toity. Fancy schmancy. Loki knows that Fancy schmancy Shanks was there, and Gunko, I keep forgetting her name, or his name, their name. So maybe he's like in a rush to get released so that he can go mess them up, you know? Because where are they? What are they doing? He doesn't like them. He doesn't... I don't really remember what exactly they revealed in front of him. Because maybe they said something about a plan and the children, and he already knows that they have a plan they want the giants to fight for them. So he might be even panicking and wanting to get out so that he can go find them and make sure that, you know, I'm gonna hope that it's that. That is my prediction, is that he's in a rush to get released now. Because that's why he's acting so rashly, is because he has a bad suspicion about Gunko and Evil Shanks, and he wants to go find out what it is and put a stop to it. Because, I mean, look, we need him. We need someone, because there's no way to touch the kids. They're being led to a boat where they're gonna be kidnapped. Like, we need something. I don't know. Maybe we can put them in a giant box. Yes, I think hoity-toity means posh. Fancy schmancy. Haughty or snobbish. He looks like Snob Shanks. Because he's, you know. Okay, so that's more or less enough theorizing from my end. I want to read some SBSes. The last time I finished around... I'm surprised he's still up. Stabbed so many times and sea stone on his leg. Yeah, but that's his whole character, right? Insanely difficult to take down. Insanely. So, I will hold on to that theory too. He refused Snob Shank's invitation to the point of getting, like, sliced up. So this guy knows something. And he has a lot of pride, giant pride, you know, so even if, and I still think he's a little bit tsun. So he's one of those that will try and save everyone, or at least save his... Because he has pride in being a giant. So even if he doesn't like the other giants, they are still giants. So I feel like he's one of those that will try and save them, but then also mess them up. Do you understand my point? Like, if anyone's gonna take down giants, it'll be me. That's his attitude. And he's not gonna let Snopshanks and the other ones do it. Especially, hopefully not to the kids. I don't know if he's someone who cares about kids, but you are truly, truly evil if you don't care about kids. and I trust Luffy's judge of character, so he's a real hard-boiled guy. Okay, so the SBS for chapter 42, I've already read that in the last video. So now the SBS for chapter 43. Let's just take a look at the chapter picture. It's called Sanji, but the picture is after the battle, part 7, the island of random rare animals. So we have a bunny snake. How would you combine bunny and snake? Snunny. Snicket. Because rabbit and snake. I don't know. But there is a rabbit snake right there. It's so funny. And there's a lion pig. A lig. Or a pion. There's a rooster fox. A rockster. Or a foxter. Fookster. Oh, I love Oda's creativity. Okay, but we're going to the SBS. It starts like this. Nice to meet you, Oda Sensei. I love the manga you draw called NEPECE. NEPECE. It's been done to me. I just love the kind of word mistakes that young girls and boys make. But I understand. How could you read such strange letters? The O and the I in the title logo don't look like letters. Do they? Sorry about the funny design. What it really says is One Piece. You pronounce it One Piece. If you have time, learn it. Oh, NEPEC. So it was most likely someone making a joke. It's like when you're at a restaurant and one of the lights, like let's say the restaurant's name is One Piece and the O doesn't work. I love this restaurant. NEPECE. That's so cute. One Piece. You forget that, you know, if a manga title is in English, that means Japanese kids might not be able to read it unless they know English. So that's kind of cool. The word Mo is printed on Morgan's chin, but what does that mean? It's German. It means seagull and is pronounced Mebe. After all, he is a seaman. Yes, a seaman indeed. Hello, Aizen. About Zoro's three-sword style, I would think you wouldn't be able to talk with a sword in your mouth. By any chance, is he a ventriloquist? Fine spirit. You don't use zipatone much. Is there some reason? Once you start pasting tone, there's no end. It takes time and it's a pain in the ... My policy is that it's better to go with black and white than to just partially use tones. Yeah, it's my policy. Why is he a ventriloquist? Fine spirit. What does that mean? This one. Okay. Chapter 44, 3 Tough Cooks. And on the cover story, we have Luffy, Nami, Usopp, and Zoro. And they're making apple juice, but Luffy is just eating the apple, of course. But Usopp and Zoro are making apple juice for Nami. Kind of love that. Very cute. Giant apples. They must have been close to Elbaf. Were you talking thought a doll without showing your mouth moving? I know what a ventriloquist is. I don't know why Oda's response is fine spirit. That's what I don't understand. I think he answered it's his heart speaking in the proper translation. Oh, that's so cute. Ah, it's his heart speaking. That is adorable. You gotta love Oda. Okay, so fine spirit. That is such a bad translation though then. Oh, remember this scene? Remember? Oh. One day I'm gonna rewatch One Piece with my kids, and it's gonna be great. Okay, so there's no SBS at the end of that chapter, but it's the start of a new volume. So there is a little note from Oda at the beginning. A picture of a hippopotamus. Did you all know if you eat stuff like squid ink spaghetti, your poop turns black? Pitch black. Hey, so what do you think? If you eat rainbow-colored spaghetti, do you think your poop will be rainbow? I wonder. Maybe it doesn't matter. Very interesting. That reminds me of a joke from Big Bang Theory where Sheldon Cooper has a newsletter, and then he writes about he had a scare because he documents and he was eating beets, and then he thought there was, but then okay. I'm not gonna keep talking because I don't want to say the words, but that's quite funny. I don't think rainbow would work though, because all the colors would get mushed together, and that's just brown, which is the color of your poop anyway. He made me say it. Damn you, Oda! But there's certain very strong colors like red and the black and maybe primary colors that could definitely influence it. Booty says squid ink sauce is so good. I have never tried it. I can't imagine that it would taste good. It must be one of those things that's like an acquired taste, like caviar. Blue cheese. I think Japanese people would more easily like blue cheese, for example, because they grow up with foods like natto or something very fermented type of foods, whereas for me, no. They tried to give me that in Vietnam. I was like, no way. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I tried, Yuki made gizzards once. That's quite actually common in South Africa too, but I've never eaten it, and I tried. Wasn't a big fan. She also made what's that sticky vegetable that's slimy when you cook it? It's something with a K. And she made natto, but I couldn't. I'm very bad at trying new things when it comes to food, because I'm scared of throwing up. I get in my head about it. When I've told the story maybe 5 times, but if anyone hasn't heard it before, the first time I tried sushi, I chewed it and it tasted good, but I couldn't get the idea of raw fish out of my head. And then I couldn't swallow, so I kept like, and then I had to spit it out. And that happened twice before I could start eating sushi and actually swallowing. So, okay, chapter 45 is very cool. We have a black cat, and then Usopp with 2 shotguns. Luffy, Nami, and Zoro with 1 sword, and then on the wall there's some graffiti that says neighbors, I think. But very cool to see them in these kind of black tie outfits. Okay. Let's see. SBS. Oda Sensei. 1, 2, Django. Huh? Good morning. The other day, some neighborhood kids asked me, where can I go to meet Luffy? So, where can you go to meet Luffy? The North Sea, the Mediterranean, Tone River, Biwa Lake? Sorry, I kicked something. Where to go to meet him? That is difficult. If you were to take an unhurried journey around the world's oceans, you just might see him. But at sea, you will also encounter the likes of Buggy, so make sure you're careful. Always be careful. I have a question about 1, 2, Django. What's with the striped goatee? It was a mushroom. Before becoming a pirate, he was a wandering dancer, but business was not good and he was always going to sleep without a boss. Then a striped mushroom started sprouting from his chin. He was hungry, so he ate the cap of the mushroom. But it tasted terrible. He swallowed it nonetheless, and ever since then, he's been able to hypnotize people. So the stripes on his chin are actually the leftover bit of mushroom. Yup. Ew. I can moonwalk. Use chakram too. Sigh. The dance world is so tough. Wow, that's hilarious. Remember that like music video of the party island with Django? I don't know if it was a party island, but it looked like a party island. That was very, very cool. I love that music video. Okay, last one. Chapter 46 is called The Uninvited Guest, and the cover story is Buggy's crew after the battle, part 8, decisive duel in the forest. So I think what happened was Buggy saw a treasure chest and he opened it and saw like mofu, and then he tried to pull, but it was Gaimon's hair. And so Gaimon shot him and Buggy ran away. It's very funny. So funny. Okay, last SBS. By any chance, is Gaimon my father? Inquiry from the Ministry of Education, Science and Culture. Darn, you found out. You tracked him down to the Ministry of Science. I didn't consider that possibility. Gaimon told me not to tell anyone, but I guess there's no way to hide it now. Fine, go meet him. You are Gaimon's son. Leap into his arms and hug him. And while you're at it, leap into the ocean and cool your head, you little weirdo. That's so funny. Oi! The chair I put my feet on fell down and I couldn't stop myself from turning. I know where we can find Sogeking in our hearts. That was a funny response. I said to my friend, Buggy is totally cute. And she took a step back and says, you're weird. Am I weird? Yes, you are weird. But I like him too, that Buggy. But I'm not weird. I'm a special exception. That's right. Oh. I have a request. Please give me Gaimon. Okay, but check with his son first. So, if Oda was not an amazing, brilliant artist and story writer, I think he would have been a comedian. Stand-up comedian. When an artist is drawing chapter 10, which chapter is appearing in Shonen Jump? I see. I used to be interested in these questions. At present, issue 46 of Shonen Jump is out in the world. The One Piece chapter in there is chapter 60. However, I just finished drawing chapter 63. So a chapter emerges in the world 3 weeks after I have completed it. But this is just my schedule right now. Not everyone drawing for weekly publication does it the same way, and I might change too. It varies. So this was posted in chapter 46, SBS. 46. At present, issue 46 of Shonen Jump is out in the world. The One Piece chapter in there is chapter 60. So maybe when they reprinted volumes, it changed where they put the SBSes. Cause it says here it's issue 46 of Shonen Jump, but this is chapter 46, not chapter 60. I don't know. Interesting. Okay. Well, thank you guys for reading with me today. It was a really good chapter, and I'm very excited to find out why Nika is afraid of... why Gunko is afraid of Nika. And I'm excited to find out if Loki will fight more with us rather than against us. I don't think he'll ever completely be on like our side. It's not like he would like he won't fight under Luffy like, let's say, Bartholomew or whoever. But hopefully he'll just be more useful or helpful to us and us to him rather than, killing us. That'd be nice. And I think that, Elbaf needs someone right now, and he has the strength. We have to save the kids. The kids are the priority. So, thank you, Tiago, Carlos, Dark Shadow, Booty, Cherry, Salel, and Aizen, and Sal, and whoever might also be here. Thank you for joining me. And I will see you guys not next week, but the week after for the next chapter. Bye!